Hey y'all, so today is Money Monday, and if you didn't know, the month of March is Women's History Month, and I wanted to focus on expert financial tips for the women's in the room, okay? Like myself. But before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. First things first, y'all, women face so many unique financial challenges, from being the caregivers and not being able to work in some circumstances, from gender wage gaps. As you know, this is still a thing even in 2024, where men are typically making more money than women for the same jobs, as well as just those cultural barriers sometimes as well, where in some cultures women are seen more as the stay-at-homers versus the go out and get it and bring it back, even if that's what they want to do. So I think it's so important to really look at how can we as women really put in some game changer financial tips to secure our own financial future for ourselves and for the ones that we take care of or will take care of in the future. The first tip that I would recommend is something that I know I had to get in place for myself when I started my financial journey. And it was something that I struggled with, and that was getting a tight budget. We can't be budgeting in our heads. We can't be calling and checking our balance and budgeting that way to see how much is left. That is not a budget. And it's something that I know for myself personally really kept me just in the rat race and in a financial hole as well. So it is so important for you to establish a budget. Listen, you know me, your girl is a budgeting envelope fool, okay? I still swear by my budgeting envelopes today. I have my budget binder. I always use it. And I use the Every Dollar budgeting app, and I use the free version. I've always used the free version, except for a time that I did have the paid version for a short time. But it is so important, for you to get a budgeting app or tool that you can use that's easy for you and that you actually stick to, right? For women and then for single women, it's so important to make sure that you got your money together, because who else gonna come and say today? So make sure that you have your budgeting square away. Another pro tip is to build an emergency fund. Oh my gosh, that is so important. I remember a time where I would have a savings, but by the end of the year, baby, that thing would just be dwindled on down. An emergency fund is so important for us as women, because it's one of those things that really keep us financially safe. I don't have to worry about what he gonna do, what she gonna do. I got my emergency fund. I got to worry about what this job gonna do. I will be taken care of for at least several months. And it is so important for you to have an emergency fund. I'm going to say at least 6 months saved. I think my ultimate goal is to get a year's salary saved. That's something that I definitely want to do, and I would encourage you to do the same. But definitely 6 months is where it at least needs to be. Now, y'all already knew I was going to talk about this one, and that is pay off your debt. If you don't know, your girl paid off $43,000 in 22 months. Almost 2 years ago, July 2022, your girl became debt-free, and it is such an amazing feeling that I want every single woman to experience. For women, paying off our debt is so important because it doesn't hold us back financially, career-wise. You ain't staying in no job you don't want to be in. You ain't staying with no man you don't want to be with. It really gives you a new perspective on life and what you are actually able to accomplish. And I ain't talking about debt management. We ain't managing debt, baby. We paying it off, okay? That is so important, and I remember that being something that I really struggled with, wanting somebody to come in and save the day and pay off all my debt. And that ain't how life work, okay? Our debt is our responsibility. And it's one of those things, that once we get a handle on it, there's so many other things that you'll be able to, work on within your life as well. The independence that I feel, the being able to, go out and do what I want, and me not having to worry about these bills that's, just lingering, that car note, that credit card from back in the day, them student loans, baby, that ain't over here, okay? So when mama get opportunity, when mama get a gig, she's ready to go. She ain't got to worry about all that, okay? And I want you to be the same way. So pay off your debt. And along with that, one of the ways that I paid off my debt was through side hustling. And side hustling is such a great way for women to build that financial independence. So what skills do you already have that you're doing at your 9 to 5 that you could be doing on the side to make some money with? That's how I started really like my entrepreneurship journey. I started doing stuff on the side that I already had the skills to do. Your girl created an LLC, and that was, just the seed of becoming financially independent and starting my entrepreneurship journey. So yes, I'm not saying that you need to quit your job and do all these things, but hey, don't just let that job be the only thing that you got going, because as you know, tomorrow is not promised. Then people can call you today and tell you, peace, sis, we're going to get somebody else to do it, okay? And so that is not you, make sure that you have diversified your income. During my debt-free journey, I remember like I was getting checks from everywhere, girl, from the 9 to 5, from all the side hustles I was doing, from the entrepreneurship things that I were doing. I was getting checks on a weekly basis, and that felt so good and still feels good today. So I want you to think about, those skills, those things that you've always wanted to do. It doesn't have to be on a large scale. It could just be one client, maybe you're consulting. Start there. But it's so important for us as women to have things that are ours and that can't be taken away from us. My last pro tip for us as women, as we are on our financial journeys and tips that we need in order to get us there, is to create the financial life that you want now. Don't wait on anybody else to do it. I talked about that earlier, that in my debt-free journey, or before my debt-free journey, I wanted Mr. Man to roll up on a white horse and take care of that for your girl. Right? But no, that's not how any of this works, So the life that you want financially, right now, start taking those steps to do that, so that when you get other opportunities, or so that, when you meet this dream person, that, baby, this was already in place before you came. So with or without you, it's going to keep trucking. I think that is so important. So what are those things financially that you want to create now for yourself? Drop down in the comments and let me know. And hey, if you want to know more about my debt-free journey and the expert financial tips that I'm using, click this playlist here, and don't forget to purchase my $5 e-guide in the description and comment box below. Bye.